Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Amy, and today I have 3 journals that I want to share with you. They are all very similar but a little bit different, and I'm going to flip through them really quickly. We're getting ready to go on vacation, and I wanted to get these finished and put in my shop before we left, so I've been working really hard on them, and I'm going to go through each one. They're all the same size, just the covers are different and the insides are a bit different. And I'll tell you a few things about them as we go. I think this is my favorite. And these are made from vintage record dividers. So I found a box of these back in the spring, and they are numbered. This one is number 35. And they just have such neat coloring to them. They were perfect size for a journal. So I have turned them into journals, and I have a bunch more that I will be turning into journals as well. So these are tied with fabric. It is not attached, so you can use that to hold it together, or you don't have to. And each cover is a little bit different, and this one is grid paper topped with vellum, and it's a beautiful clover print with some Edith Holden little word notes stitched here, a little bit of lace here stitched all the way around, some lace here, and vintage wallpaper on the back. And each one has the same kind of setup with the vintage wallpaper, some type of trim on the side, and then a cover, a collaged cover. So this one has been machine stitched, and what I want to tell you is that the machine stitching was a little hard on some of the papers that I've used, because I do use vintage papers, and some of them are really old and very fragile, and I didn't realize that the machine would make some of them start to rip. So I've reinforced those, and I'll show you that when I flip through the book. And this has a really great feel to it. It's about 8.5 by 4 1/4, something like that. The details will be in my Etsy shop. And I'm sorry if I'm talking quickly, but I have 3 to get through, and I'm not sure how much storage I have on my camera, so I'm going to go really quickly. But these are lined with fabric, so each one has a different fabric, and they do have pockets on the front and the back. This is a little thank you card for whoever wants this journal. So because, like I said, the stitching was hard on some of these papers, this one is the printed vellum that's the same as the clover on the front. I have reinforced with some antiqued fabric. So if you like that look, I happen to love that look. I think it makes this journal feels like a treasure. It feels thick, and it feels old, like something that was handed down to you. So I happen to love this look, and I do it in my own journals as well. But it does reinforce these so that they can't tear out. So vintage papers and some tea stain papers in here. And again, this is really old ledger paper, and it's thin and soft, and so the stitching was hard on it. So this is a journal that, you know, I guess I would call it delicate. So you want to be gentle with it. This is old physics paper from 1920s. You don't want to be, you know, rough with this or ripping the pages as you use them. This is a little envelope here that you could store things in, and I have included in each journal 2 little Latin vocabulary cards. So this is that kindergarten book paper. Really like how it plays off the botanicals. Some fabric on the edges. And here you've got a lace pocket, and each journal has a little booklet for extra, well, I'll put that back in later, for extra writing space. And this is a tag that's been stitched out of that same wallpaper that's on the back of the journal. More little fabric to reinforce. Botanical. So when I say that it feels like it's old, it just has the quality to it, or feel to it, that it's just something special, that it's made with old things, which it is, and that it has history to it, and I really love that about it. This is a tab divider that I've collaged, and an avocado dyed guest check slipped in there. Little botanical image down here. This is that physics page, and I've included a vintage envelope with some aged coloring on it in there for you to use. Another little fabric hinge, the clover vellum on the back, And in the back of each one, there's a little booklet with some papers. So there's number 1. Moving on to number 2. Number 2 had the same issue. I did machine stitch, so I've added the fabric hinges as well. So this one has this wallpaper on the back, some burlap ribbon on the sides, and this fun collage of beautiful fabrics and laces with a soft blushy color. This is number 26. And inside it's lined with this fabric, the thank you note, and the printed vellum. So you can see the fabric little hinges there for support. This ledger paper and this physics paper were just so soft. I didn't even think about that when I was machine stitching it. I use them, but I usually hand sew them in, so this was a little bit different for me. Really like those 2 pages together. And again, you've got your pockets with your wallpaper tag and your little booklet. So these are about 50 or so pages. They were 52. One might be 52. Anyway, with the little booklet, they are over 50 pages. So these are a perfect size to carry with you. And so again, you see the fabric going on in here just to reinforce. So in the back of this one, I just want to show you, it is a little cattywampus because this physics paper and this ledger paper decided they didn't like the machine stitching. So they are in the book, they're not coming out, they're held in with the fabric, but they did go a little bit crooked because of having to hinge them. But I think it adds to it. For me, it's charming. It is a handmade book, and I do make my books to look and feel handmade. So there's number 2. So that would be number 26. And then number 3 is number 27. And this one I did not machine stitch because I just wanted to have a third option without the fabric inside in case someone wanted that. So you've got this wallpaper on the back and a collage of vintage fabrics here, some Edith Holden down below. So this one has this pocket and a thank you note and some Tim Holtz for the signature cover on this one. I didn't do the vellum. Here's the little booklet, some lace on the pocket, and I'm just going to flip through quickly. I don't want my camera to stop on me. So there's that physics paper and the guy's drawing. I think that's so neat. So again, the little Latin cards with the little coin envelope, or, well, little envelope, I forget what it's called. Vintage botanicals, and some little vintage paper stuck in this pocket. Here's the center, your little wallpaper tag. That flips up. So this one is sewn in, and the stitching is on the outside of the journal. Here's that collage divider. And so this one has no fabric hinges, so if you prefer it without, then you might like this one better. And here's a little pocket back here. I didn't put anything in that one. And here's your little booklet collage of papers. So that's that one. So we have 1 and 2, and this is the third one. And these will be listed in my Etsy shop. I hope you guys like them. I will be making more of these because I have lots of these little cards. So you should be seeing some more in the future. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.